rugged shores and woodlands of the north, its history of copper mines and iron ore, the Great Lakes fishery. To the farmlands of the southern counties we'll look around, my friend, at all that waits the sportsman in the state of Michigan. And sometimes when the moon brings out the diamonds in the snow, and the stillness of the forest lies encased in Arctic cold, the wind might whisper through the trees, listen if you can, it tells you of their beauty in the state of Michigan.
Hi there, come on in. It is Thursday night, April 29th, 2004. The spring turkey season is in full swing. Michigan hunters who applied for permits in January are able to hunt, but there's some 33,000 extra turkey licenses left over for the last hunting period. But it doesn't look like they're going to be sold, despite the fact that many hunters would be willing to pay a premium price. That story, plus Zachary Trost with a lot more Michigan outdoor news and information coming up, so you stay tuned. I'm Fred Trost, and you're watching The Practical Sportsman.
The Beyond Michigan section of the news reports that coyotes have been on the rise and causing problems all over the country. This story touches me because one of my family pets is a Lhasa Apso that we rescued from the dog pound. His name is Dilly. He's a great dog. That being said, let's go to Valhalla, New York, where the tragic story goes like this. The 3-year-old Lhasa Apso named Dublin had been let out for a few minutes at 2 a.m. when its owners, Alfred and Patricia Borowski of Valhalla, heard a noise. Alfred stepped outside in time to see a gray coyote with Dublin in its mouth. The coyote had jumped the fence into the backyard, killed the dog, and carried it off into the woods. There have been several pet dogs killed by coyotes in New York State in the past few years. Martin Rogers, a Mount Pleasant, New York animal control officer, says coyotes are becoming more brazen. Just like the deer, he says, they become used to being around people. In urban areas, this is not good because coyotes hunt at night and prey on small animals, which includes rabbits, cats, and dogs. The larger cousin of coyotes, wolves, are also on the rebound. Wolves had disappeared from Wisconsin until their DNR reintroduced them in the 1970s. By 1994, Wisconsin had 57 wolves, but in the past 10 years, that number's jumped to 350. Wisconsin, like Michigan, now has a large enough wolf population to drop wolves from the threatened species to the lower status of a protected species. These stories and a lot more information for sportsmen, including several articles on commentaries on Michigan's dove hunting bill by correspondent Linda Gallagher, field editor Steve Griffin, staff writer Dean Bortz, and a front page article by editor Bill Parker can be found on the pages of the April 16th edition of the Michigan Outdoor News, which is available on the newsstand or by subscription.
I've had a number of calls from would-be turkey hunters who were really bummed that they couldn't buy an over-the-counter leftover license for the last hunting period. See, they thought that the May season on private land was available to anyone, like the leftover doe licenses. You didn't have to apply for the lottery if you were willing to take the chance on a leftover. I kind of had that idea too, but I checked previous year's turkey guides, and the policy has been that way all along. In the 1997 guide, the application deadline was February 1st. You paid $13.35 for the license in advance. If you were unsuccessful, you were rebated all but $3.50. Now, the policy for leftover licenses was printed in the 1997 guide, and it said, if licenses are still available, the remaining permits will be issued on a first-come, first-served basis to unsuccessful applicants in the spring lottery. Now, the 2001 guide shows the same application deadline, except it costs $4 to apply. If you were successful, you had to purchase a $14 turkey license. And in 2001, leftover licenses were available only to unsuccessful applicants, printed in bold type in the guide. Now, apparently, a lot of hunters, year after year, would continue to confuse leftover turkey licenses with leftover doe permits that anybody could buy over the counter, which is why on the front of the 2004 guide, in a box, it says, "Reminder, to be eligible for a leftover license, you must submit an application between January 1st and February 1st. Now, if you didn't go to a license agent to apply and pick up this guide, you wouldn't see this notice. I really feel bad that due to this confusion, many hunters are going to miss the spring hunt. But it isn't just hunters who are missing out. 33,000 leftover licenses at $14 apiece represents $462,000 of potential revenue for the DNR. So it isn't just 33,000 sportsmen who are out of luck. The DNR could conceivably sell the leftover licenses to non-applicants at a premium price. But they make the rules. It seems like kind of a wasted resource to let this money and these hunting opportunities go by the wayside because of the DNR Commission's law on licenses. It must have been some sort of fundraising benefit for the DNR because I don't see how this licensing law serves sportsmen.
2 weeks ago, we featured Jackson County, named, as you might guess, after President Andrew Jackson. Well, this week's county isn't nearly as easy to guess, but here's a hint. It was named after President Andrew Jackson's Secretary of the Treasury. Doesn't ring a bell? Well, here's a second hint. This county lies directly north of Jackson County. That's Ingham County, named after Samuel D. Ingham, one-time U.S. Secretary of the Treasury. Early settlers to mid-Michigan avoided Ingham County because this area was a dense forest broken up by large marshes. The largest city in Ingham County is Lansing, a city named after someone few people know, John Lansing, a Revolutionary War hero and legal author. Lansing is located at the crossroads of Interstate 96 and US 27. In 1847, the Michigan legislature voted Lansing as the state capital because of its central location in the southern Lower Peninsula, and Lansing was carved out of the densely forested topography. The Capitol building was originally constructed in 1878 and was renovated in 1992 at a cost of $45 million. Next door to Lansing is the town of, well, you guessed it, East Lansing, first settled in 1849 by D. Robert Burcham. Burcham Drive is famous to locals as wide road with a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, the site of numerous traffic tickets for going 10 over. The precursor to Michigan State University was founded in 1855, known in those days as the Michigan Agricultural College. It was the first agricultural college in the world, and it was renamed to Michigan State College and later renamed Michigan State University. Any idea what the city of East Lansing was called until 1907? That was the year the city of Collegeville changed its name to East Lansing. The county seat of Ingham County is Mason, a little rural town 10 miles southeast of Lansing, which fulfilled the requirement that a county seat be no more than 1 day's travel from any location in the county. The Grand River, the Red Cedar River, and Sycamore Creek wind through Ingham County. Lake Lansing and the Dansville State Game Area, plus lots of farms and woodlots, produce quite a few entries for our Fish and Game Hall of Fame.
The next county we're going to feature on the Fish and Game Hall of Fame will be Calhoun County.
Jonathan Young from Ravenna. Ravenna, let's see. Grant is the onion capital.
Yep.
What's Ravenna?
Cowtown.
Cowtown, I see. Cowtown, but you got this turkey here. But oh, you were hunting Muskegon County.
Right.
And this is a 20-pounder, 20 and 3/4 pounds, a 10 and 3/4 inch beard. Look at the spurs on the baby. Those are, what is that a 12?
Yeah.
Oh, 12 gauge, okay. So you hunt turkeys, why?
Because they're fun. Get them gobbling in the morning and having them come in.
How many turkeys have you gotten in your history?
6. From Jake's to, this is my biggest one.
So is it more fun to shoot a bigger one?
They're all the same. All eat the same and they all come in the same. Just fun to be out there.
So to you, it really didn't matter. You weren't waiting for the one with the biggest beard.
No, whatever came in. Jake came in, it been done right there.
And what's your favorite way of cooking them?
That deep fry, kind of like that a lot.
Yeah, well, that's something. So you got this big trophy, but it's just one of the 6 that you've got.
Yep.
And do you take your boy hunting with you?
Well, I hit this day before, couldn't find him. Well, then me, my dad, and my youngest went out the next day. Then we jumped him again. Then I got him. So 2-day bird.
So actually, you've gotten like 7 birds. Because you got this one twice.
In a way.
Well, very good. Jonathan Young from Ravenna. Interesting. Congratulations. Eddie Ireland from Mason, right down here locally, goes up the big Manistee Lake in Mackinac County, where he was fishing on the opening, I guess that's the opening day of pike up in the Yoop.
No, it's
It isn't? Don't they open it in May?
earlier.
Oh, May 15th, that's right. It's May 15th, not Memorial Day. You got this 10:30 in the morning, and it's a 41-incher, over 16 pounds. What's the scoop on it?
Well, it's really kind of a routine story after hearing all these others. We were at Bill Brown's cabins on the lake, and my son was there. We had about 6 in our party, and his boat only holds 4. Now, one didn't want to go out fishing that morning. The rest of them did, and Bill said, well, I'll go out fishing and take one of you with me. So he chose me because I was about his age, I guess. Anyway, we went out. He showed me a good spot. We weren't there 10 minutes and had a 6-inch shiner on. This baby come along, took it under, and hooked him in about 15 minutes of play and had him in the boat.
Wow, that's the bobber fishing. I like bobber fishing for pike.
That's fun.
Now, did you let him go for a while before you set the hook?
Sure did, yeah.
That's hard to do.
Sometimes it is, yeah, sometimes it is.
Well, that is cool. You got this thing mounted on the wall. This is from big Manistee Lake up in Mackinac County. Peeking in there, yeah, that's the business end. So there you go. Eddie Ireland. What?
It also won the biggest pike caught there for the month of May.
Up in
From a bait shop in
Manistee.
Curtis.
In Curtis, okay.
Right.
Well, good, Eddie Ireland. Congratulations. Good job, good fish. Lots of fun.
Basically these wings are, once they're detached, you can get inside them and work. And there's 50 different ways to skin a cat, but this bird's got some broken bones, so I'm going to leave it all attached as I can. And before I put this all back together, I've got to rebuild them bones.
Huh. Well, now that one looks floppier. That one, oh, I see. That's because the bones are broken?
Both broke. It's just the bone.
Huh.
What I'll do is I'll wire them and glue them back together and then wrap them and reinforce them.
Now the other one appears to be like you have in a position where the bird would be strutting or flying or something.
It's gonna be strutting. You know, of course with the wire in here, I can bend it at the joints here and here. You know, a bird's wing is identical to a human hand.
So what part are we looking at here of the hand? Is that the arm or what?
This would be this bone up in here, okay? I'm not gonna get into the scientific technical names of bones because
I see. So the feathers are kind of sticking out. They're not like
this
fingers.
is considered a finger, this is considered a thumb. The primaries are considered fingers.
Huh.
And then the secondaries are all attached to the...
Isn't that something? So where would that go on the bird?
Well, once it's done, I'll take and I'll run this wire through and it'll come out and it'll sit right in here.
You put the wire right through the
Put the wire right through the bird.
through the foam.
That's one way of doing it.
Huh.
And I can take and reattach everything.
Well, that's gonna be a handsome thing when you get her done.
Yeah, I mean, they're turkeys. Everybody goes, oh, what an ugly bird, but when you really look at them, they're quite beautiful. And I'm sure their mother loves them too. So.
Thinking of a turkey's head as pretty can be a stretch, but that's where Tim Hayes will pick up next week. As the weather warms up, so will the fishing. Happy days are here, so get outdoors if you can. It's a great place to be. Zachary and I hope that you'll join us back here next week.